was your squad and how are the new guys settling in?
Yeah, good. Yeah, obviously we got the new recruits in nice and early, which we kind of that was the plan, and thankfully it all came together and they got here around New Year, so they've been here from the first training session since the resumption, which is good because it just gives them a chance to sort of settle both on and off the park, and they're travelling fine, so they're all good, and beyond that. The rest of the squad's in decent condition. Obviously, we've got guys in different sort of rehab cycles, but for the most part, we're getting we're getting a few back, which is good.
What kind of impact have the three Japanese guys had on the training?
Look, it's I guess it's always good when you get new players in, and they're all different players, and they all bring different things to the table, but. I think they're all pretty excited about being here, and the lads who are here always, if you bring in quality players, they always get excited as well to see what they can bring, and like I said, they're fitted in really well so far.
Ronnie Charters, Ronnie?
Ange, the club just said there on Twitter, your Jota's back in as well. How crucial is that for him to be back in training, and is he likely to be available for Monday?
Yeah, it's good to have him back. Like I said, he's one of the ones who obviously was out sort of medium to long term, but he's rehabbed really well, and joined in training today. He's been training, but joining in sort of team training, and we'll see. He won't be far off if it's not Monday. We expect him sort of over the next couple of weeks to be available, and like I said, he's rehabbed really well, and he feels pretty good.
I think it's fair to say the Celtic fans are wanting him to stay past this season. There was reports that talks are ongoing with Benfica over that permanent move. Can you enlighten us? Is that any further forward at all?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, I think I said a while ago with those kind of things, they'll chug along in the background, but nothing significant's happened. I don't think anything significant will happen in the short term. Our main focus is to get him back playing and playing well, and hopefully having a big second half of the year. He started really well for us, and obviously had the injury setback. So just great to get him back on the field and performing. And in terms of beyond this year, that'll take care of itself at the appropriate time.
Alison?
Ange, obviously you've got the three new players in at the start of the month. How many more ideally are you looking to bring in? Is there still business ongoing? I know Riley McGree was a name that has been mentioned as well.
Yeah, no, we kind of had a clear idea about what we wanted to do in January, and that was mainly focused around the targets I kind of identified fairly on, which are obviously the three lads we've got in. We've had some interest in others, but to be fair, a lot of it's quite crazy, to be honest, that you can pretty much throw up any name now and pretty much lie, I've got to say, and no one says anything. So I can tell you there is no other offers out there. We haven't spoken to anyone else. Riley McGree was somebody we had an interest in because of my association with him, and obviously I know the player very well, but he's, after initial discussions, he's decided to look elsewhere, which is fine. But we have not spoken to one other player apart from the ones we've brought in, including Johnny Kenny. So all those other names are fictitious, and like I said, I get it. There's a bit of value in associating our name with a player, but that value is with the agent probably, and with the player, not with us.
And just today, it's been confirmed that it will return to 5 substitutes after the winter break. What's your opinion on that? Is that something that you're in favour of doing?
Yeah, we supported it. I just think when it was initially brought in, when was it? A year ago, we had it in Japan as well. And initially I was I wasn't really that for it because I just thought, it kind of changes the game. But with what's happened in the world in the last sort of 18 months, and with the preferred option of most leagues around the world is to continue as is in terms of the number of games. We don't want to be sort of cutting down seasons or abbreviating seasons. It's just meant that there's too much of a load on players, and it makes sense that 5 subs gives every club, irrespective of sort of your strength in the squad, the opportunity to not overburden just a core group of players. I mean, we went through that in the first half of the year, so I just think for player welfare, and it's not just happening in this league. You can look at leagues around the world where injury rates are going up because of the demands put on players, and obviously with COVID still being around, still being a factor. I think it makes sense that that we go back to the 5 subs and just give every player and every club the opportunity to look after their players.
Okay, Joe.
And you mentioned Johnny Kenny, who you've brought in this window already. Can you tell us a little bit more about that move and where you see Johnny fitting in?
Yeah, Johnny's one we've been tracking for a while, through our scouts over in Ireland, and one that was put to me in the summer window, and we've been tracking his progress, and we like what we see in terms of his development so far. He's already had a year of senior football, and he has some really good attributes, and we thought it was a good opportunity to bring him in this window. Obviously, with the league finishing over there, and we took advantage of that. And after the discussions with him, he was keen to come across. So he's one that our scouting department's been sort of tracking for quite a while. And but he's only 18, and we're kind of trying to bring in players who we feel we need right now, but also not discounting the fact that we need to look a bit further ahead. And once he settles, he'll start training with us and sort of settle in and hopefully look to make an impact over the next year or so.
Another player I wanted to ask you about was Stephen Welsh. There have been reports that there's been a few approaches for Stephen. Can you tell us a little bit about the situation there?
Not really. I haven't had too much sort of information on that. Welsh is doing well. He's he's contracted here. He's one of our players. He's got a hell of a lot of development still to do, and he's gone really well so far. So he's not going anywhere.
Hi, Ange, you're just talking about Stephen Welsh there, saying he's not going anywhere, but will some players have to leave, considering you've already bought 4 in? You might bring in 1 or 2 more before the window shuts. Have you got a figure of how many players need to leave, or what certain positions need to go out before the window shuts at the end of the month?
Well, no one needs to go out. We're not forcing anyone out. It's just that some players, need to, we want to go out on loan to continue their development because it's important to us. Other players who haven't had an opportunity might look to, somewhere else to get more opportunities. We don't have to push anyone out. We're not forcing anyone to leave. As I said, it's from our perspective, it's about making sure development of our younger players, and we've got a couple gone out on loan. We'll hopefully get a couple more out on loan in this window because, again, an important part of any young player's development is playing regularly. So we're working towards that, and if anyone else finds an opportunity elsewhere in terms of the current squad that thinks it's going to be a better opportunity for him, then if we can help make it happen, we'll make it happen. And I haven't said we need to bring in another 1 or 2. I'm quite happy with the squad, and I doubt we'll be bringing anyone else in.
Okay, just looking ahead to the game on Monday then, there will be fans back in, capacity crowd. How big a boost is that for you, for the club, and for all clubs across Scotland?
Yeah, it's great for the game. There wouldn't be a person involved in football who wouldn't welcome that, and I think it shows that clubs took the right course of action. The league took the right course of action. We understood why the government had to do what it did at that time, but as I said at the time, I thought it was quite logical with the natural break that our season has that other leagues don't have. It would have been ludicrous to try and play through that without crowds, and like I said, give ourselves at least an opportunity. And now, the games are starting again. We've only really had maybe 1 round without the fans in there, and I think that's a testament to the fact that I think everyone in the league was looking at the greater good, and the greater good is to make sure that supporters and clubs are hand in hand in making sure that games are played in full stadiums.
Thanks, Gabriel.
I am indeed, yeah. Ange, if I can ask you just about Lee Griffiths' situation. I know that there's been a bit of dialogue between the two clubs and the player about where he's going to be spending the remainder of the season. Are you able to bring us up to speed to that? And is he a player you're expecting to actually come back to Celtic in this window? And would you welcome him back?
No, that dialogue hasn't included me. I think Lee's situation is that he'll be probably looking at opportunities elsewhere, and that's kind of where I see it as well.
And just in terms of the game itself on Monday, what kind of challenge are you anticipating?
Yeah, good challenge. I mean, we obviously played them in the cup final, a good side. Starting to sort of find their straps. New manager who's come in with plenty of energy and I think has given them a bit of a lift after a disappointing period. And should be a good challenge. But I guess for us the most important thing is we get going again and start playing football in front of fans. So we're at home again. We haven't been at home for a little while, Celtic Park. So just looking forward to getting the season going again. And it should be. I think it'll be a good quality game. I think when both teams are coming off a break, they'll be nice and fresh. So expect the pace of the game to be pretty high, and hopefully it's entertaining encounter.
Thank you. David Forbes, David.
Hi, Ange.
Hey.
The support has been absolutely delighted with the job that you've done in the first 6 months at the club. So thank you for that. But how would you assess the period as the Celtic manager, and what message would you send out to the fans for the second half of the season?
Look, I appreciate that, and as I said from day one, is that I've been overwhelmed and humbled by the support I've received right from the first day. To be fair, we even when things were going smoothly at the beginning, I still felt like the supporters sort of saw what we were trying to do, and they've backed us all the way. It's been a big part of our first 6 months, or my first 6 months, is that the supporters have really got behind the team, which is the most important thing for me. And I think the first 6 months, if nothing else, has shown progress for us. Are we where we want to be? No. I certainly want us to be, stronger than what we are at the moment. But from where we started and sort of where we ended up, there was progress. But I want more, and I want us to be better. I want us to be stronger. And to be fair, that would be my answer, even if we were flying and everything had gone well. The idea is we continually seek improvement in the way we play, in the way we develop our players, in our results, everything. So, but it's been certainly I think an entertaining 6 months for everyone. There's been plenty of storylines, and hopefully moving forward we continue our progress. And as I said, the most important thing is that we vindicate the support that I've had and the team has had in the first 6 months.
The Celtic board have often been criticised, but the job that Michael Nicholson appears to be doing is definitely worthy of some praise.
Yeah, he doesn't just appear to be doing it; he actually is. No, look, I'm on record as saying, I'm working really well with Michael, and not just Michael, other people, as you said, the board and other people within senior management. Again, they've been very supportive of me and my vision. Ultimately, I'm be the one taking responsibility for what's happening in the football department, and for me to kind of have the best chance of success. I couldn't do it without that support, and Michael has been integral in that. Even before he became CEO, he was, we were working well together. So that's been, tremendous assistance to me and to everyone involved in the football department. And we continue to work. He's probably in a similar boat to me, that he's seen progress, but I'm sure he wants things to improve, and he wants us to get better as a football club. And he'll be working hard to do that. But yeah, he's so far everything's gone really well, and hopefully continues to do so.
Thanks, Ange.
Thanks,
Can I just, sorry, Ange, can I just confirm that maybe my audio broke up a wee bit? Can I just confirm you don't expect any other incomings this month and you're happy with the squad as is?
Yeah. I mean, unless something sort of extraordinary comes along, or something happens within the existing squad that means we need to move. But as we speak right now, there is no other offers or people I've spoken to. So the 20 names that come out tomorrow are all lies or fabrications or people bored at home just Googling names and throwing them up there, or agents trying to get a little bit more value for their clients. So I can't be any clearer than that. The one thing I won't do is lie. So there's no one else we're talking to. There's no other offers. There's no one else I'm showing interest in as we sit here today. If that changes, I'll let you know.